Hi guys. Wait, okay. Hi. Right there. Hey, it's Eliana, and I'm going to be showing you how to get a sunset eyeshadow look. And I'm going to be using literally only one brush and two palettes. And maybe, and that's just if these two don't end up working, some pigments and this mini Clinique quad. So, I chose to do this because I watch makeup tutorials a lot, and the beauty guru always uses like 20 million brushes and like 17 different eyeshadow palettes, and I'm like, I could do this look with one brush and just like half that amount of product. So that's what I'm gonna do, because I know I can do it. I've done this before. So I'm not gonna prime my eyelids just because I find that makes my eyeshadow crease even more. But if you do like to prime your eyelids before you start, then by all means do so. So this is the NYX Off Tropic palette. It has some nice bright shades, but this is really beautiful. This is the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette. So I'm gonna go in first with just the shade Blazing on this palette, and I'm just gonna kind of focus that on my outer V, which is I'm pretty sure if you know about makeup, you know what the outer V is, but if you don't, it's like the last third of your eye, and above that, like, I mean, you can kind of see what I'm doing, I think. So, I'm gonna do that. And I'm looking above the camera because that's where my mirror is, by the way. Sorry for that. Okay, and I'm just gonna do that to the other eye real quick. By the way, like, this doesn't even take like longer than 10 minutes. Like, some eyeshadow looks that look pretty much the same as this take like 40 minutes, and I'm like, I'm not about that life. I have other things to do besides blend eyeshadow and then cover it back up with concealer and then add more and then blend it out so it's invisible anyway. I know, you know what I mean? I don't see why it's a thing when you could just do things simply. Okay, so that was just to add a little bit of dimension to a little more depth to your eyes already, but we're not really laying the color in yet, but now we are gonna do that. So I'm gonna actually use this palette now, and I'm going to use this, well, these don't have shade names, so I can't tell you which shade name I'm using, but I'm gonna go with this orange color, the one that's not the sparkly orange. And I'm gonna pretty much just go right on top of what we just did, but a little like farther out from the edge, like a little closer into my actual eye, a little closer to the center, but not the center yet. And just doing that. We can go over what you already did a little bit, but you don't really want to. And that's what you're gonna do. And if you don't like the orange-based like sunset look, I know that there's purple ones, I know that there's pink ones, and red ones even. You can use whatever color range you want, and like a lot of these palettes I think have the same kind of colors for those, if you prefer. So you could just do that and get the same kind of look with different colors. It's not really important what exact colors you use, but for the orange look, use the shades I'm using. Okay, this is kind of an important step, I feel like. So I like to wet my brush when I use sparkly shadows, It gives them a more metallic and dramatic finish, where as opposed to like just a powdery kind of look. So my sink's right in front of me, so I'm just tapping my brush to the faucet. I barely turned it on for a second, and then I tapped my brush like right onto the faucet, and then I just wiped it off a little bit on my hand. And now I'm going to go into the sparkly orange color in the next palette. Just really like coat your brush, because it can be hard to pick up product on drugstore stuff sometimes. And you're going to go in the center of your eye now. And you want to like get it closer to the lash line and not like above your eye, because you don't want it to go over the inner corner or above that area, because then you just look kind of messy in my opinion. But I mean, if that's your thing, by all means, do it. So, same thing over here, of course. I feel like I should keep talking while I do the other eye, because I hate awkward silences. And so I'm going to tell you about that. This is so, I feel so awkward doing this. I'm so sorry for everybody in class watching this right now. I know this is cringy. Okay, I'm aware. It's okay, it's fine. Oh, I still have another step to do in this palette. So I'm actually going to go into the raspberry shade, kind of, and kind of put that between the sparkly orange that I just did and the plain orange that we did. And just to make it a little bit more like a color difference, you know, like the colors shifting. It's not just all orange, because so far we've mostly just been using orange. So you want to add a little bit more interest. And you can blend out the edge with your fingers so it doesn't look like just a solid line. And of course, the same thing over here. I don't know why people are like so afraid of eyeshadow. Like, some people act like they're not good at makeup. I'm like, you don't have to be good at it. You just have to know. You don't even have to know what you're doing. I honestly, most of the times I don't know what I'm doing, and I still come out looking just fine. And people compliment me on my eyeshadow, and I'm like, thanks. It took me 20 seconds. If you just like know what colors you're using, I think that's the most important thing. I don't think the technique is that important, as long as you know, obviously don't go outside of the lines too much and keep it well blended. I think you're like gonna be fine. I don't know why you wouldn't be. Okay, so now we get to do the fun part, which is adding like the fun like inner corner shininess. So I have in the Huda palette, I have this really pretty gold shade, and also in the Clinique quad over here, I have pretty much the same color. Okay, I'm gonna tell you something. This palette is not a real Huda Beauty palette. It's fake. I didn't buy it off Sephora, and I ended up finding out that this is not the real Huda Beauty palette. But I'm gonna use it anyways, because it's functional and it still works, and like it's still pretty. So I'm a little salty, but I'm like, I'm not gonna just waste it. So I did wet my brush again before going to the gold, because I do want that extra, especially for the inner corner, that extra shine. Like, I want it to look wet on my eye. And I'm just patting that in. And you do not want to go above this section of your eye. I don't know if you can see where I'm pointing. That section of your eye. I feel like everybody has ugly makeup faces when they do makeup. Like, when you're in the middle of blending out eyeshadow, you don't look cute. Cause you're like, I don't know. I feel like everyone has that. Like, girls, you know how everyone has mascara faces? I think people have eyeshadow faces too. Especially because you have one eye closed the whole time. Just makes it funny. Alright, I'm gonna get out of frame for 1 second just to make sure in the mirror that it looks okay. And yeah, that looks really good. I'm actually really happy with this. You could honestly stop right here and be fine. But I think at this point you just want to make sure that all your color is even on both sides. And I feel like I need a little bit more red on this side. So I'm just going to literally add a tap more of that. And honestly, I think we're done. Yeah, well obviously there's brow bone highlight. So for that, I'm just using the L'Oreal Infallible Pressed Pigment Shadows. These things are basically highlights, but they're not, they're eyeshadows. And this is the shade Ice Latte. So I just tap that right under my brow bone and it gives it a beautiful shine. You guys probably watching this can't even like see the difference. It's honestly like, this is the kind of thing you can only really tell in person, in my opinion. Even like when I watch professional people do this step on YouTube, I don't normally see a difference. But in real life, there's a difference and it looks good. Okay, now you could leave it like this, or you could add a wing. I am not going to do winged liner on camera because I know I'm too far away from the mirror to get it right and it's just going to mess up what I got so far. But I'm going to close up on the eyes so you can see. They look pretty good, honestly. I like them. If you don't like this look though, you don't have to do it obviously. But I hope if anyone was watching this was interested that they liked it and maybe want to try it. And yeah, have a great day.